That's a good question.
Those are significant milestones.
Oh, that's a great question. It was incredible. Hi, welcome to the Queen's Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm here with Coach Price. How was your holiday?
It was good. You know,
Good.
It's always nice to get away. I got down to Florida and saw my family, which is always nice. And especially with our season starting, we came back and started January 1st. So that little bit of a break right before the season is really nice.
Do you think the break was needed?
It was. You know, it's December's a good month in terms of we can't really do anything, so it tends to be a little bit slower pace. We're really busy in October, November with our fall season, and then we compete the entire spring semester. So we started January 1st, and the MIVA tournament starts April 19th. So for our guys, it is go time the entire spring semester. So it was good to get away.
Absolutely. Speaking of the MIVA championship, how are you going to lead your team to them?
You know, I think it's the MIVA is a really good conference, and this year we've got two teams in particular that I think are going to be in the top 5 to 7 teams in the country the whole year. Ball State, which won our conference last year. Loyola was right there battling for the, Ball State won the regular season title, lost in the conference championship to Ohio State. But Ball State is loaded this year. Loyola is loaded this year. You can never count Ohio State out. So we've got a pretty elite conference. It's probably the second or third best conference in the country. We'll probably, I think, have an at-large team to the NCAA tournament. So, you know, we're looking just second year in the conference for us to be in a position where we can compete night in and night out because it is a hard ask every night in our conference. There are really no nights off. And really, there's no nights off in any conference play, in any sport, but it's pretty magnified in the MIVA.
Oh. So you have 4 seniors graduating after this season. What will you be looking for to fill the team dynamics after these seniors?
I mean, I want to get through this season first with these guys and enjoy the moment that we have with these seniors. You know, these seniors have been through a lot with us. As you know, men's volleyball is unique. Division I and II are combined. So when the university transitioned to Division II, it didn't necessarily change anything for us, but we became more attractive to the MIVA, and for us to have an opportunity to join a conference like the MIVA was great. And so these seniors that you mentioned, they've been with us as we've moved into conference play, and we play a pretty elite schedule. So they're going to be difficult to replace, but I don't want to really think about that just yet. And I want to enjoy the time with them because it is amazing how quickly 4 years goes.
Yeah. Just as some clarification, was volleyball the only team at Queens who's not on probation?
Yeah. So again, it's a unique circumstance. So yes, we are postseason eligible. Because Division I and II are combined, and our conference has Division I teams in it, Division II teams in it. For instance, the MIVA has, to get this straight, there's 6 Division I members and 3 Division II members.
So throughout this championship season, who should we be looking out for the most on the court?
Well, you mentioned some of our seniors, and Matt Pilch has been a guy for us for a lot of years, and we're expecting big things from him, and I think he's really come into the season in a great place. You know, Brian Camacho is a guy that gives us a lot of great leadership. Whether he's on the court or whether he's not, and he'll be on the court more this year. Jackson Maples is a guy that just comes in. He has this very specific role, but it's a very high pressure role, and he does it with just such confidence, and that we feel that when we get him into the match at the end game to serve, we have an opportunity to score.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like you guys have so much fun out there. See the guys dancing on the sidelines all the time. Thank you so much.
Great to be here.
The Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The movement quickly grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Shomars, Jersey Mike's, Bricks Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and its mission to create and connect fans and families.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
Welcome back to the Queens Royals Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm here with John Gross. How are you doing, John?
I'm well, thanks for having me today.
Fantastic. We're just going to jump right into it. What do you think Queens' greatest strengths are, and how can they overtake Bellarmine tonight?
So biggest strength for Queens, without a question, defensively, they wreak havoc. They force more turnovers than any team in the A-Sun. So that's when Queens is at their best, when they're forcing turnovers and then turning that into fast break opportunities. I think tonight against Bellarmine, they have to do that at a high level. Bellarmine offensively is fantastic. They have 5 players who average double figures per game. So Queens has to force turnovers, get Bellarmine uncomfortable, and then make shots. That's where Queens has struggled. If they can force those turnovers and score, they'll be okay.
So entering into conference plays, these turnovers are key strategies and will help us secure a win?
No doubt about it. Look, when you make teams uncomfortable with your defense, they may rush shots, they'll turn the ball over a lot. Queens loves to do that, and it's something that head coach Jen Brown really prides herself on and her team on, being gritty, physical, and disruptive, and when they do that, they win games.
What defensive plays or adjustments do you expect the Royals to use against Bellarmine tonight?
I think in addition to forcing turnovers, Bellarmine is very balanced in offense, so they have 5 players who score in double figures. Because of that, Queens has to pay attention to everybody. They can't just focus on 1 or 2 players defensively and say, hey, if we take this player and that player away, we'll be fine. They have to realize that a lot of players on this team could score. In particular, they have to focus on Hope Savori. She's really the engine that makes them go. She's the point guard, leads the conference in assists, very good scorer as well. So if they can make her a little uncomfortable as well, that'll help the cause for Queens.
How does communication out on the course impact a team like this and competing during the championships?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question because Queens is a brand new team. So communication is huge. How can this new group come together, learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, and really become a unit? I think over the non-conference, they developed that, got better at that. I think communication will be key moving forward for this team, especially in the offensive end.
Is there anything you would like to see this team do more?
More, I think, get to the basket early on in games. It's something that Jen Brown cited when I spoke to her a couple of days ago. She said that, especially in the first quarter of games, we were taking too many jump shots. So if Queens can get the ball inside, get some layups early on, get to the free throw line, kind of ease into the game a little bit better, I think they'll be better off. And that's what I'd like to see more.
Who do you think on the team is most likely to get the most rebounds and
yeah, I think
gain those
in
points?
terms of interior presence, I think someone who stands out is Diana Colvin. She's only a guard, like a wing player, I guess, but she's physical, she's aggressive, she gets inside, she can rebound well, and she has the ability to drive and score the basketball. So if Queens can get her involved, she's been coming off the bench for the most part this season, but maybe we'll see her a little earlier on in games. I think she can be a real game changer for Queens offensively.
Is there anybody else on the team that you'd like to highlight, point out?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a few players. Jordan Weaver obviously comes to mind. Top player in the team, one of the best in the conference. It still blows me away that last year she was not an all-conference player. I don't get that. But this year she will be all-conference, in my opinion. Leads the team in scoring and rebounding. She's one to watch, double-double machine, and very fun to watch.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, John. It was great to speak with you.
Thank you. Tune in tonight.
Every journey has a starting point. Each student has a moment when talent and passion meet opportunity. At the intersection of challenge and support, self-discovery fuels breakthroughs, and leaders emerge prepared for what's next. I grew up loving music. It possesses this very real, very unique power for connection and healing. And my journey as a music therapist took shape here.
I discovered the pool offered a more level playing field and the chance to push my limits. At Queens, there's so much opportunity, and our potential for greatness accelerates with every step of our collective journey.
I've always had a knack for chemistry, and that talent has magnified since I got here, rippling out in new directions. I'm not afraid to take risks. I believe challenges make us stronger, and innovation only comes when we're willing to lean into the unknown.
I'm still not sure what the future holds, but whatever it is, Queens has prepared me for it.
My professors push me in the classroom and believe in my abilities.
My coaches, professors, all of us, we're one team, one family.
Here, my voice is heard. I'm given the freedom to be myself and charter new opportunities for change.
here, strength comes from within.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
See all the Royals coaches live and in person during one of their many events held on the fields and courts of Queens University. All tickets for Queens home games can be purchased at queensathletics.com/tickets.
I'm here with Coach Brown. First home conference game is tonight. Give us a little preview.
I'm just excited to be home. First of all, got a chance to sleep in my own bed last night. Somebody at the A-Sun loved me a little bit too much to have me start out on the road at the reigning champion house, but just glad to be home. Super excited for our kids to kind of feed off the energy of the home crowd, and we don't take opportunities like this for granted. The A-Sun's a great league, and I'm super excited to be back in front of our home fans, in front of Royal Nation. So,
absolutely. Of course, discipline and hard work are part of everything you do in athletics and in life. What in particularly are you looking for from your players the most?
One, I want them to take make the most out of their opportunities and enjoy the moment. I feel like there are times we allow a temporary emotion to dictate like our full day instead of just that time and space. So I want them to just do a better job of being in the moment, enjoying the moment, not getting too high, not getting too low, and just focus on our focus, what we like to say.
So you just are entering into conference play. What are your team's greatest strengths, and how are you going to take advantage of these strengths?
I think that we're a well-balanced team. We have a lot of kids who are great scorers in their own right, and any given night someone can show up. If you look at our first two conference games, like Caitlin Adams came off the bench and gave us great minutes and a double-digit score. Jordan Weaver has proven that she's a consistent double-digit scorer. Anna has been one who we've been dependent upon all season to be that for us as well. But I think it could be anybody night, even like Dave Colvin, number 22. I think that the fact that we're so versatile and our kids are so skilled and they can put the ball in the basket, I'm just waiting for the night where we all can get it together at once.
So you've mentioned transfer player there. You're making this team yours with all these transfer players. Like, tell me more about that.
That's just the new age of basketball that we're in college. The transfer portal is huge for everybody, or even JUCO. So I just think it's something that you just gotta get used to in this business nowadays. But fortunately, I've been able to add 10 great, phenomenal human beings to my program that are all about team first, and they're gelling pretty darn well together.
You have a extremely strong team. Who in particular should we be looking out for on the court this
I
evening?
love all my kids the same. We'll put that out there first. But I definitely think I've been very impressed with Day Colvin's approach. I think that she's starting to understand like what her quote-unquote role is and how important she is to our team on both offense and defense. I think Jordan Weaver is an all-conference player, and she's walking around with that chip on her shoulder, and she wants to prove that every single night. So I would say those two are probably like the most easier people to name, but I would be remiss if I don't mention number 6 Magda, or number 10 or Kamaya Ward. I just think that Germany, Matt, Wade, I think from top to bottom, all of my kids, everyone play their role, and they're an intricate part of this team no matter how many minutes they play.
Absolutely. You did mention both of the captains there, Map and Wade.
Yeah.
How do these ladies lead the team on and off the court?
It's so cool. So the way I do it on my team, I have 2 captains that was voted on by everybody at the start of the year. But each month we have a leader of the month, and that's voted on by the support staff. So my assistant coaches, our nutritionists, the strength and conditioning, you name them. Anybody who comes in contact with my kid, our SID, he votes. Everyone has a vote, and they become the leader of the month. So they're like the captain of the month. So I think it's been cool to rotate between people so you get a different voice and a different perspective from month to month to help the other two lead throughout the year. So like this month, our leader of the month is Kamaya Ward. Last month it was Anna. So it's been really cool to see everyone take that leadership role, because I always tell them you don't need a title to be a leader, right? Everyone's got to be a leader in their own right, and it's been really cool the way we've done it this year.
I love that.
Yeah.
Team aspect.
It's all about team, baby.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thanks again. Happy New Year.
I made the better choice, and so can you.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
Get ready for the ASUN Women's Soccer Championship. Watch the top teams battle it out for the crown and a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Catch all the action live starting October 31st on ESPN+.
There's history there.
And I'm like,
The Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The movement quickly grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Shomars, Jersey Mike's, Bricks Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and its mission to create and connect fans and families.
Here, strength comes from within.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Welcome to the Queens Royals Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm here with the swim coach, Jim Dugdale. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How was your holiday?
It was great, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
But it was good to spend time with family and friends, and we also had our training trip, so our training camp. We stay here, but so it's busy.
It's been busy all winter?
Yeah.
Nice. You guys have had an unbelievable 2024. Some students went to Paris. Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, no, we had people in the Olympics in Paris, and that was fun, great experience. We just had people coming out of Budapest at the World Championships, representing American Samoa and Slovakia and Ireland. We had a medalist in Germany as well. So a lot of good things. We've had, like you said, we've had a good 2024, and it's all gotten us ready to lead into conference championships here in 25.
have a diving team.
We do on the men's side. Okay, we didn't want to break that yet, but we've broken it. It's let's go ahead and dive into this. And make a splash with it, right? In fact, they had dive practice today, but we have 2 swimmers that dove in high school that are going to dive and bring back their diving skills, and we have an actual diver on campus who was a freshman who is now officially on the roster, and we look forward to bringing 3 divers to the conference championships. And right now, all are doing way better than expected, and should. What we'll do now, what that does for us in our quest to win our first ASUN championship, is hopefully it will take away a 119-point sweep on each board. So now we think we can reduce that by a minimum of 22 points, and even more in other places, because our divers are doing better than we think. We think we can do better. And one of our swim coaches is now the diving coach. So I put in a special bonus if he gets diving coach of the year. So we'll see what happens. So thank you for asking.
So where are they practicing?
They really haven't. No, off the side of the pool, no. We have all kinds of stuff. We have dry land where we're doing on mats. We're going off to other pools at MCAC and Huntersville to practice as well. So we're just trying to leverage different facilities. Going back to our roots, when we started swimming here, we had to travel to 5 different pools to train before we got this beautiful pool downstairs in the Levine Center, and the Donnie Evans and scoreboard and everything. But what happened, Donnie and Francis Evans scoreboard, but before we had that, we had to travel to 5 different pools. We're doing that now with diving.
When was the pool built downstairs?
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so
what
we're 15 years in existence.
What are you looking forward to for like the next year, the ASUN championships?
Well, I want to cross the threshold to become the first Queens program. We seem to have been the first in a lot of things. We're the first, as D2, we were the first to win the national championship, first to have some of the different bigger awards. We're now looking to help every program here by becoming the first to win a ASUN. Our expectation is to be in the top 3 every year, if not winning, and to be in the top 20 in the NCAA championships. So we want to go ahead and start that, and since we're so near completion of our transition, so we this year want to become the first. Last year we got second, lost to SMU on the men, Liberty on the women. Liberty is tough again this year. Florida Gulf Coast is tough. They have diving. We don't on the women's side, but on the men's side with Florida Atlantic and Old Dominion and some of the others, we hope for a good, tight competition and get us to that last relay and let us do what we do best and try to finish it off.
Well, we're looking for more world titles, more competitions, maybe an ASUN championships. Get those diving points out on the
There we
floor.
go. We'd love to wear a ring. Love to wear a conference championship ring.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Make sure you go watch the Queens Royals versus Bellarmine game tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
Get ready for the ASUN Women's Soccer Championship. Watch the top teams battle it out for the crown and a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Catch all the action live starting October 31st on ESPN+.
The Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Showmars, Jersey Mike's, Brick's Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and this mission to create and connect fans and families.
Here, strength comes from within. Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
I made the better choice, and so can you.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida. From the bustling streets of Nashville, to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasting in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12 member institutions provide every collegiate experience from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The movement quickly grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Showmars, Jersey Mike's, Rick's Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and its mission to create and connect fans and families.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
Welcome back to your Queens Royals Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm here with my coach, Blake Childers. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. How was your holiday?
It was fantastic. Traveled a little bit, but stayed here most of the time here in Charlotte. My wife's from Charlotte, and then I'm only from about an hour away, so kind of stayed around, but went to Florida for a few days to get away from the cold and tee it up a little bit.
Did Santa bring you anything good?
He brought me some great things. I have some exciting pair of socks that I'm excited to try on and get locked into my regular rotation, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
Okay, this is your second spring here at Queens.
Yeah.
What would you like to do differently than you did last spring?
That's a good question. I think probably be a little bit more intentional with practice is probably what I'm looking for. I think last year, with it being my first year, I was a little tentative, I think. It was my first year as a coach in general, so just running a program and running practices, I was just kind of, I don't know. This year I'm a little bit more confident, ready to get after it. I kind of know what to expect. I kind of know what the feeling's like when you get to the end of March and you're feeling exhausted a little bit. You're in the thick of the season. You've been traveling a ton, and this year now coaching the women's team as well and coaching you. So doing the men's and the women's team, I'm been trying pretty much all break to mentally prepare for that. So I think just being a little bit more intentional with each and every day and trying to get the most out of each and every practice is what I'm looking forward to going with into the spring the most.
So you did warn us coming after the fall season, coming into the spring season, that we should expect some changes. What kind of changes are we looking for?
I think it is going to be that, being more intentional, probably looking at doing a lot more drills, a lot more of the dirty work, I guess, the work that no one really sees. Kind of going into that a little bit more. In the fall, you try to implement that, but it's not that the fall doesn't matter, but the spring just has a different feel to it. The ranking points are multiplied a little bit. Each tournament, the tournaments are bigger. You're seeing your conference foes more often. For the women's side, we're playing in Georgia's tournament, University of Georgia's tournament this spring, which is going to be a huge event for us. It's going to be a huge event for Queens, for us to represent Queens in that event. So it's just, I would say you're just going to be expected to a lot more. You're going to be going a little harder in the gym, on the golf course, spending just more time, and you'll notice the focus and intensity is going to need to be ramped up if we're going to want to compete.
And we're going to.
Yeah, we're going to. I'm confident.
So we have a new recruit that joined us this spring. Can you tell us more about her, please?
Yeah, Mackenzie Finn. She's from just down the road in South Carolina, and she was spent her first semester of her freshman year at Belmont Abbey, just up the road, just outside of Charlotte. And she's a great young lady. She's a really solid player. She played in one event for them. And just due to different circumstances, she happened to find an interest here in Queens, and we were happy to have her. She's an awesome young lady. She just has a great drive and personality about her. Just very very much I would describe a joy to be around. So excited to add her to the program. She won't be eligible to compete this spring due to some NCAA stuff with transferring during the same year. But she'll be ready to go and locked in for the fall. But she'll be able to practice with us, work out, and kind of be around in that team atmosphere. I think she'll be good for that.
Of course, we welcome Mackenzie with open arms. Last year, the teams traveled to Florida. You just told us we're traveling to Georgia. What about the guys team? Where should we expect to see them play?
Yeah, we'll start off the first tournament of the semester. Will be February 3rd and 4th in Jacksonville, Florida. A tournament called the Seabest Invitational, hosted by conference rival Jacksonville University. And it's going to be a large event. There'll be some big dogs there, but so I'm excited to compete against them. Some SEC schools there, so typically it's a very good strength of schedule event. So it's a big one for us right out of the gate. So I'm ready to get after it for that. That's in less than a month. So really looking forward to that. Well, our first two events will be in Florida. That'll be in Jacksonville, and then the next one will be in St. Augustine. And then we'll go to, we're actually changing up conference this year from Alabama. We're actually going to Valdosta, Georgia this year, which is exciting, at a really, really good golf course there. So I'm excited about the guys' spring as well, just as I'm excited about the girls' spring. We have two really good schedules that I'm excited to be traveling all over the East Coast for. So.
And you never get a break since you get both teams. You're gone every week.
I love it. That's what I signed up for, baby. I'm ready for it.
What is it like coaching both teams?
It's different. The guys are different than the girls. You just kind of have to know, in a good way, you have to kind of know how to handle both of it. And I thoroughly do enjoy it. I'm just super competitive, and the girls, in actually some cases, can be even more competitive than the guys, which is a very refreshing thing coming into the job. But it's awesome. Just knowing that I'm showing up to work every day, I try to treat every day like a competition and competing. How are we going to get better? And now it just doubles that, and it's just even more exciting.
So one thing we skipped doing last year, but we have to do this year, the Royals Cup, separating the internationals from the Americans.
Yeah.
Are we going to expect to see that
That
this
Royals
year?
Cup trophy is in my office, and it's ready to be claimed by somebody this year. So we'll get that going. There's too many internationals on our team that talk too much smack to the Americans about Ryder Cup and President's Cup stuff to not bring it back. So we'll have some match play stuff we'll try to integrate, weather permitting. I know we're expecting some snow this weekend, first time in like 3 years in Charlotte. So weather permitting, if the weather can be kind to us this spring, we'll get some stuff going. If not, we'll hop in the simulator and get some matches going in there.
Some sim golf.
Some sim golf.
Tell us more about Coach K's closet and all the work.
Coach K's closet. So what we've done is renovated a closet here on campus that we used to have a broken net. You know, it was good for what it was. It was a place for us to go hit when we needed to, but this Christmas break especially, but over the summer we did some work, but we finally finalized some things. I'm working on some finishing touches for it, but it's an indoor simulator. We have powered by TrackMan. We have a projector put up, a custom screen, and a workshop in there for players to change their grips, measure swing weights, all kinds of things. Everything you'll need as a golf nerd like myself loves to see, but everything we'll need to get better for weekends like we have coming up when snow's going to be coming down, the weather's going to be pretty crappy. It'll give us an opportunity to get in some really good quality work indoors.
Tell me more about, just for our audience, how important it is to have the right clubs and having the tech that we do for our clubs.
100%. I mean, at this level, the margins are very thin at the Division I level, and the difference between a top 50 player in Division I and being 500th in the nation is right around a stroke and a half. So if you look at that on scoring average wise, you really have to pay attention to the gritty details of what it takes to get better. And are you giving yourself, as a player, the best chance to perform on the golf course at a high level? So at this level, where you guys at, because all of you guys are so good, and what can we do to make sure that you have the proper equipment in your hand? Because a lot of the times, that could be the issue. I mean, usually, from what I've heard growing up, it's the Indian, not the arrow kind of like that, but for you guys, a lot of times it's the aero. And so I want to make sure the aero and your equipment is totally tailored and perfect for you so that we leave everything else, we can work on those other things at a different time. But as long as I make sure you have the right sticks in your hand, it'll give us the best chance to succeed.
So we have an amazing guys team, we have an amazing girls team. Who should we be looking at the most on each team?
Yeah, I mean, we have two really new freshmen that have come in and hit the ground running, and Jillian Fatkin and Grace Vetter on the women's side. Grace, even in her second college tournament ever, finished second place at Navy's tournament this past fall. She about won. So she finished second over the break in a tournament in Portugal. So I expect her to come in and just continue that level of play. Jillian as well. She's a really hard worker. She's dialed in some things with some new equipment in the off season. So, I expect them to kind of keep doing what they're doing, and I expect the other players on the women's team to follow. It kind of rubs off on other players, and I expect that to happen on the guys' team. John Fahey has kind of been our consistent leader throughout the spring, and that's kind of who I would say would be looking out for. Ed Davis, Dean Richards, names like that. John Ty Malatiev, who is, we call him Jedi, has been working with a world-renowned teacher in Raleigh who owns a company called Own Your Own Golf Game. He charges like $1 billion an hour, but it's well worth it. He's made a lot of really significant changes to his swing coming into the spring that I'm excited about. I know he's excited about. And so I'm excited for both parties. There's multiple players that have the opportunity to step up and for us to be able to compete at a high level, and I expect them to do it. We have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, and so I'm pumped about it.
So some of the guys, the seniors leaving, are also transfers. What was it like to bring some of the transfers onto the team for this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been different for me because, I've never brought in a transfer before. So in the women's side, we have Maria Jackson, who's transferring in. It's her first year at Queens. We have Mackenzie coming in as well as a transfer. But then we also, on the guys' side, we have Jedi, and we have Reese McElroy, which shows up on a lot of leaderboards and online as R. McElroy. It is not Rory. We did not sign Rory McElroy. But that would have been awesome. Rory, if you have any eligibility left, I know you didn't go to college. Queens University, we're here. We could use you. But bringing those two guys in has been a joy. Coming from a program at LMU where Division II, but they were number one in the nation, number 2 in the nation for a good amount of time in Division II, and they're coming in, hitting the ground running. They're very hard workers. They're very committed to what our vision is here at Queens, and they've been great. It's been an adjustment being in Charlotte and not being in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee. No offense, LMU. So being in a city has been quite an adjustment for them, but I think it's been a good adjustment. Charlotte brings a great electricity being here in the city of Charlotte. There's just a lot to do for them, and hopefully they stay out of trouble, but it's been a good change for them.
All right, well, I know you're upstairs. The office is upstairs. You come and watch the basketball games all the time here. Are you going to watch tonight?
I'm going to watch tonight. I'm going to hang around and watch tonight. I'm excited. There's a lot of momentum, I think, going on with I'm a huge fan of basketball. It's my first love, and then I stopped growing. So I had to throw that love aside a little bit and focus on something a little bit more less athletic, like golf. But yeah, I'm excited. I love coming to a game any chance I can get, anytime I'm in town. It's always fun. I love basketball, love watching it, so I'm pumped for the game tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach. Don't forget to tune in to our Bellarmine versus Royals game tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.